Hello everyone, just a short video to try and get some excitement about the crystals. My crystal video nobody seemed to be terribly interested in, and I think, as in most things I do, I'm fascinated with the whole process of energy, because energy is what connects us psychically, energy is what connects us to the spirit world, energy is how we understand our dogs and our pets, all sorts of animals, things that can't talk to us like that. We know how they're feeling, by how they look and how they react and whether their coat's dull. And so there's lots of ways of reading things, not just through speech, and not even just through seeing. So I want to talk about the energy of crystals again, just a short video, because they can be used for so many things. I use them on the whole mainly to talk to the spirit world, but they can be used for healing and upliftment. So here I have two aspects, two interesting crystals here, stones. This is a desert rose, and a desert rose is for healing emotional and physical imbalances, and this is also desert rose. So this one's lovely to have in the room for healing energies, to have on the table next to you if you need healing. And this one is a nice pocket size desert rose that you can keep with you for meditating, also for healing meditations and things like that. So I love the crystals, I love the energy of them. I think the more that you delve into spiritualism and mediumship and all forms of energy, the more excited you will get by the crystals. Okay, so this is labradorite. As you can see, it's got depth in there, and it's got it's a lovely stone to meditate with. And I also have another piece of labradorite here in a different form. Now, when we do get hold of a crystal, this one's like kind of polished on the front but not at the back, so it will release different energies. If you can see, let's try the other one. If you can see in this one, it's got the different colours and the hues, and the more depth that you're looking at it, it has depth. I think you need, whether you can see there, it's got depth, different colours, all sorts of things going on there with it. Oh, and me, I'm in the crystal. So yes, it's one of my favourite stones, which is why I have two large pieces of it. I also have a small piece for holding for meditation. So the labradorite, very exciting stone, takes you to the depths of spiritualism and the depths of feelings. It's a really excellent stone. This is a very, very grubby piece of citrine. It's quite a little bit grubby. It reminds me I might need to clean my crystals. I'll leave them in the kitchen, do that tomorrow. A very small piece of citrine. Really, I could do the larger piece of this. I'll have to treat myself, because this is for energy, it's for healing, it's for concentration. Yeah, I need some of that, and creativity, and it cleanses other stones that you want to put on it. So if you had a larger piece, you'll put the smaller stone on it, and that cleans the energy of that. So I just find them fascinating. When you work with energy as much as I work with energy, which is probably every day, you learn to feel these things, you learn to feel all these stones and crystals and energy. You get to the point where you don't actually need it, but you need them because you can feel the energy without any tools. And I say to people, we have crystal balls, don't we? Everybody believes in the crystal balls. We've heard of them, and we know they take us to different planes. So I'm just going to pause this. There we are, back to recording. This is my crystal ball. The crystal ball isn't my finest hour, it's not my finest tool. I have students that when they practice with the crystal ball, they immediately get lots of messages. They can see things in it, and they can give out evidence of spiritual communication. This doesn't work for me. This is very erratic for me. So sometimes I can use it, sometimes I can't. I suppose if I practiced more with it, I would get better at harnessing the energy and seeing things in the ball. But I don't need to. I have lots of other things I can work with, so I don't need to practice that one myself. So so the crystal ball energy, that's got to go back, what, 100 years when people read the crystal balls. So that's quite a classic crystal to use. So what else do we have here? We have amethyst. Amethyst is one that most people know. I don't have a large piece of that. This balances emotions and protects us. As you can see, the larger the crystal, like the desert rose and the labradorite and the things that I like, I obviously have bigger pieces of. And also they can be incredibly expensive now, crystals. So this one this amethyst, it's always been a popular one for jewelry and popular for necklaces and things. So this has always been a popular stone, probably just for how it looks, not for what it can do for us in the healing of such things. So now we've got blue lace agate. So the people that work with healing crystals, this would relate to the throat chakra because of the colour. So this would heal things like thyroids. It would heal the throat energy. If somebody has a sore throat or lost their throat, it can also symbolise somebody that needs to get things off their chest. They need to speak up, or alternatively, they need to be quiet. So, so however you feel about this crystal when you're holding it or communicating with it, then as I say, with everything that we do, it's interpretation of what we do. So this would interpret as, for me holding this now, it would say that I do need to speak up. I do need to get things off my chest. I've been in a lot of trouble recently with people, so I am writing things out as we speak to get things off my chest, and you can hear now my voice is going. So this is a really excellent one if you need to speak about things, or if you need to be quiet about things, depending how you feel about this. I'm not sure. So we've looked at the desert rose, haven't we? The large desert rose and the small desert rose. We've looked at the kyanite. No, we didn't. Here's a kyanite. So this is for transitions and dispels illusions. I think kyanite might be very expensive, which is why I only have a little piece of it. So yeah, again, when you get the small pieces like this, these are worth meditating with, holding in your hands, seeing how they feel. What does it mean for you? You don't have to look at the literal meanings of the crystals. You can just feel the energy and this, how it feels to you. You can interpret it in your own way, in your own manner. Oops, glasses wobbly. So, so crystals I find fascinating, which is why I wanted to revisit it for just a short while, so that maybe get people a bit more enthusiastic about it than they were with my YouTube video about it. Okay, what we've got next, what we've got here, right. Amethyst, kyanite, desert roll, kyanite, labradorite, we've done that, and we've done the citrine. So this is, I'm not sure what this one is, to be fair. I didn't know, I forgot, it's gone out of my head now. And clear quartz. Well, we know quartz is used in lots and lots of areas and for lots and lots of things. It's a transmitter. It's a transmitter for emotions, feelings, transmitter to heal our emotions, etc. So we do like, this is the most common stone, the most common piece of crystal that we will work with. What else do you need to know about crystals? Okay, so this is where I find what I do so fascinating, because some people love a crystal ball, and as I say, I've had students walk in and read a crystal ball and they can see things and they can give accurate messages, and I can look at a crystal ball and think, oh, I'm not sure if I can see anything at all, because it's not my forte, not something I've practiced with. But also crystals can be used to communicate with elemental energies. So crystals can be used for earthly things, for grounding us, but they can also be used for taking us to higher dimensions, to higher planes, to communicate with the spirit world, such as the labradorite over there. That's good for taking us to an alternative space. When we looked, I think we've looked at the elementals, haven't we? We've looked at the earth, the fire, the water and the air, and we've looked how all of those elements affect us and help us and connect us to certain things. So you don't have to believe in fairies to believe that air can affect us, whether we're walking by the sea and there's fresh salty air, there's invigorating air and like giving us lots of energy, or when we've got still air on a summer's day relaxing us, so, and also the sun. So we know that the elements affect us. We know the difference between heavy rain, light rain, thunder and lightning. So we know how the elements affect us, and so all the crystals are elements of the elementals that we can tune into. Also, always when you get a crystal from someone, try and ethically source it. I know that's not always possible, but when you do get a new crystal, meditate on it, bring peace and harmony to it, send wishes out from wherever it was taken from to heal the earth that it was taken from. And while it all sounds a little bit voodoo-y, a little bit ooey, wooey, I think to me it just makes sense that, you know, if we are removing something from the earth, if we're causing damage to the earth, then we need to send out a thought of healing to whatever we've damaged, whether it's a plate of food, whether it's something we've grown, whether it's something we've taken from the earth, that were minerals that we're taking. I think it's important to send out a thought to all forms of energy. The sea is a classic example of energies. It can be really invigorating and stormy and crashing waves, and it can be very still and very relaxing and very I'm going to say thoughtful. And you know, when we all look at the seashells and we pick up seashells and we bring them home with us, because it's got the energy of where we've been, it's got the energy of the sea, and it's got the energy of the sand. And so we love picking up seashells, and my son was a devil for picking up stones. Oh God, he'd have buckets full of stones. He'd pick up stones and stones and stones, which suggests to me that he's an earthly figure. Probably is not on his first go round here, definitely not, because he was very spiritual and he could see things and talk about things that he shouldn't know. But maybe it was his way of trying to ground himself, but collecting all these pebbles and stones and looking for them. So that was quite interesting to watch him growing up, and his connection to the earth and the stones and that. So have a think about what you are connected to, what kind of like makes you think about things. Is it do you love the sea? Is that one of your passions? Is that your element? Do you love walking out in the fresh air? Do you love being outside in all weathers? So you know, air could be your element. If you love gardening, obviously, then earth would be your element. And if you daydream a lot, like I like to do, you know, then possibly air. You can be air can be your element if you're very logical, and like to work methodically through things. So I want to draw up some excitement for the crystals because they're such a valuable tool for communicating with the spirit world, and they're such an excellent healing tool for us when we know how to use them. And now I've got some of my crystals down. I know I think some of them might need some cleaning, so that's my job I'm going to do today. Have another look at my crystal video if you've seen it, or if you haven't seen it, go and have a look, see what you think about it. See if now that if I can draw up some excitement towards crystals, because I know they seem like an inanimate object. They see that they meaningless, that you might as well go and pick up a stone from the garden. But yes, you might as well go and pick up a stone from the garden. It will have the same effect and meaning to you. But once you start holding them and feeling them and the colours, see if you can make a connection to either the colour, the shape, the size, the feeling of it. Is it rough or smooth? Is it large? See if you can make a connection to the crystals, which doesn't necessarily mean making a connection to the earth. Excuse me. So yeah, this is my thought for the day. Reconnect with the earth, reconnect with the crystals. Meditate if you can find a stone small enough, crystal small enough. Meditate with it in your hands. If you can get any feelings, any thoughts, any impressions from that stone. And particularly if someone gives you a crystal, it's a really good idea to meditate or hold that and close your eyes and see what you can find out about the other person. So that's my short video about crystals for today. So I'm hoping you go back and have a look at my longer video where I worked more about crystals and elementals and where they come from and how to look after the place that they came from. So thank you all for listening, and please let me know whether you feel more excited about crystals now, whether they don't seem quite so dull. I think before it wasn't just about crystals, it was about elementals. I'm not sure. I've done such a lot. Thank you again for listening, and my next video is probably going to be about, if I'm in order, reading photographs. That's really interesting, but I say that about all of my chapters. I think everything's really interesting. Reading photographs again is very I'll say easy. It's quite an easy way of communicating with spirit. You've got lots of information there that you can pick up straight away. So thank you again for listening, and I'll see you all very shortly. Hello everyone, just a short video